Hello and welcome to my channel. Hopefully a pleasant day, and so I'll be taking you through the 4K Steelbook of Saw 2, which I've got to say is my absolute favourite film in the entire franchise. Absolutely love this film. Everything about it. I mean, the whole trilogy is good anyway. I like to think of it as a trilogy. I mean, Saw 10 is obviously quite good. But yeah, I love this film, and I imagine the 4K for this is going to look absolutely amazing because Lionsgate have not disappointed yet. So very excited to get into this. So this is still available from Amazon, which of course I will leave a link in the description for. And of course I will be doing a 4K review towards the end. So very excited to get into it. So anyway, not going to waste any time. Let's get straight on with the unboxing.
Not flesh. Hasta la vista.
Right, so let's play a game with a penknife. Actually, let's not, but at least we'll get the Steelbook open. So I'm just trying to think of the best way to actually cut into it without having to use a saw. So probably just that bit here, which is going to be like a nice thick bit of cellophane. And hopefully it's not going to be too much of a problem, which it is, and I'm not going to be defeated. So you've got a nice image on the front there of John Kramer with his oxygen mask, and it looks pretty nice. Yeah, it's got a nice little bit of a sheen to it. Absolutely beautiful, which I guess you could say, even though it's like a bait literally dying of cancer, which is never nice to look at. You've got a nice image there of a key in a skull. You've got an absolute ton of special features there, which is a bit surprising, to be honest. 4K Blu-ray exclusive, new blood director, blah blah blah. Apprenticing Life, actor Tobin Bell and Saw 2 established and shot. Okay, so that's pretty cool. And you have got a theatrical trailer. That's probably what I'm most excited for. Technical aspects, which is actually a little bit hard to read. I think that says Dolby. Hang on. I'm having to, Vision and Atmos. Yeah, it does say Vision and Atmos, which is, I don't know why. Probably not the best grading when it comes to colour. But yeah, you can sort of get the idea. So yeah, and on the side there, you've got Saw 2. And again, on the other side. So let's get this open. So you've got John Kramer there. Open up, and you've got your digital code. So feel free to use that if you want. I think that's enough time to pause the video. And you've got some very colourful looking discs. So you've got Saw 2 with the needles there, which if you've seen the film, you know exactly what that means. And you have got your Blu-ray. So do like the alternative colour on each disc. Inside, you've got the same with the pit, which is probably the most disturbing scene of the entire film. Turn it over, and you've got the front and the back of the Steelbook. And I just noticed a thing just there. So, but yeah, I've got a nice bit of spot gloss on there of John Kramer with the sort of puzzle pieces, because the Jigsaw Killer, and you've got some nice needles there. So very nice. Very happy to have that in the collection. So yeah, that is the 4K Steelbook. A little bit shame about the dings, but I'll probably contact Amazon after the video, so we'll just see how that goes. So yeah, anyway, on to the 4K review. Right, so I've just got back from testing out the 4K for 2, and I got to say, I think they've done a pretty decent job. So since you start the film up, you present it with the menu, of course, which I've got to say really does test out your speakers. It's very, very loud. It's actually quite impressive, to be fair. And when you sit the film on, you present it with the scene where the bloke's doing the trap on his eye, which I've got to say, it's got a decent amount of sound to it with the Atmos track. Dialogue was a little bit quiet for maybe a minute, and then when you get to the bit where he's actually trying to cut out the key and everything, it really just suddenly improves. I don't know what it is, but yeah, it's pretty impressive sound. And when you mix it with the music and all the special effects, when it's doing all the crazy stuff, yeah, it sounds good. Yeah, it is a decent Atmos track. And I think you need it for this sort of film because there's a lot of stuff going on. And there was a bit where I couldn't really hear it on the previous Blu-ray. It had sort of this sort of tingy sound to when the time was going off, which I don't remember hearing on the DVD. So yeah, it's definitely an improvement. So I'll just quickly show off what I mean. So next up, you have got color grading and grain structure, which I've got to say, they've definitely improved it over the previous Blu-ray and DVD. Always remember that looking very grainy. It's not going to be the cleanest looking image you're ever going to see, but you know, it's just the way it looks. It's always a very dull looking film. But yeah, the grain at times can be a little bit heavy, especially in the darker scenes, but I think that's just the way it was filmed. You can't really do much about that, to be honest. It's got a very natural look to it as well, especially at the beginning with the greens and everything. It's weirdly quite nice to look at, even though it shouldn't be. But yeah, do go into it expecting not the cleanest looking, sharpest image you're ever going to see. But yeah, the grain is natural throughout the film. And the scene which I think surprised me the most is when the detective goes to meet his son, and you get a good look at the blues in that scene, and yeah, it looks really good, strangely enough. So I'll just quickly show off what I mean.
Sign this.
So the last thing is, of course, to talk about is the black levels and shadow detail, which I've got to say is actually probably the strongest thing about the film. I mean, when you combine it with the, you know, the graininess and everything, it looks good. They're not crushed or anything. They have, again, a very natural look to it, especially the scene where the detective's in his apartment, he gets the phone call. The black levels and the detail in the background, it's pretty good. They're not deprived of any you know, detail or anything like that. So yeah, it's yeah, quite good. So I'll just quickly show off that scene.
Sorry, Sergeant. Thought you were my son. Yeah. I'll be right there.
So overall, would I recommend picking up the 4K? Absolutely. A bit of improvement over the Blu-ray and DVD, because as I said, they remember those being quite grainy, and the sound is definitely improved as well. So yeah, I would say it is a good 4K. No problems with it at all. So yeah, I definitely recommend picking up. And of course, again, I will leave a link in the description to this if you do decide to get it. And I think there's only one thing left to say, and that is I hope you enjoyed this video and hope to see you again. Goodbye.